My sister Ria. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, TGMA PRO. Robert, how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Blessed and highly favored over here. Now, first
Great.
first and foremost, let's is the best urban contemporary gospel song of the year the new category that has been in, or there are other ones in the pipeline to be introduced?
It is new.
A new.
Yes. It's
So that
supposed to
means
be as,
one.
Yes, it's one of them. There's another one. I don't know if I have to be sure if that one is posted.
African song.
Yes, but that's
That's-
African song.
That's also a new
A
category.
new category, but it's actually coming to replace another category that's the best African artist.
Okay.
Yeah, so instead of focusing on the artist, we want to focus
On the
song, because then obviously it is easier for you to review which song has made impact, and then especially with a special focus on Ghana as well, so you can tell whose song internationally is banging out here.
Great. So share insight on the best urban contemporary gospel song of the year.
Just like you mentioned, there's been it's been on the table for some time. As a matter of fact, some years ago we had to fix within the gospel category specific counts of to be able to allow the urban gospel category to be able to have a feature. But then the reality is there's a community out there, and the community is certainly growing, and the call for this particular category has been on the table, and the board listens. So basically what they do is when the call comes to the table, it's an idea bank, sieved of they brood over it over a period of time and make sure that all the elements are in place. And then once the elements are in place, and they are confident that it is ready and sustainable, then they push for it to come out. And so that's exactly what has been done and rightfully announced, so that people within that particular space can begin to own that category, going forward.
Okay, so when it comes to urban gospel, most of these churches have they've built a base for some of these gospel artists to thrive. I know of Scott Evans, I know of Kobe Sam. These are artists that have built a base for themselves. Do they also qualify if they also drop other songs that are in other folds or other genres? Do they also qualify to be a part of it? Let's say you have an urban song like big tune doing well. Let me pick somebody like Scott Evans. Last year he had 100%. That was one big jam. Can that song also qualify to be in other categories?
No. So what happens is gospel artists have their songs reserved within the gospel categories. Exactly. So for as long as they are within their categories, we need to be able to embrace what they do and then establish a clear distinction.
Okay.
So there's a clear distinction between what happens like from the Jama praises, traditional gospel, like like high life, all of those elements, different from the urban contemporary. And so you also want to be able to give them that kind of space as well, so that they can, moving forward, they can own that particular space and run with it. So for as long as they are not going into those other areas, this is the area for them.
Okay, so they can't jump into, let's say, best hip life song of the year, or best high life song of the year, if the song contains elements of high life in it.
So their best hip life from the gospel perspective will sit under the urban.
Under the urban.
Yes, because then we are working with gospel blend with pop genres within that particular space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks
so
for
whether
that.
it's Afro, pop, Afro, whatever, it's all in there, but that particular space.
Thanks for that clarification. Let me get to the phone lines and talk to Scott Evans. My brother is here on the line. Hello, Scott.
Yes, sir. Mr. Slim, good morning.
Everything cool, my guy?
Everything nice, I beg your side.
Are we there inside like we know there? You are an urban gospel musician, and I know for a fact that you've been yearning for a category like this. Or are they lie?
Definitely. Since the 80s.
Since the 80s. How old are you? But how did you receive the news?
From me, I think it was the best news I was expecting to begin the year with. People who don't understand where we stand and what we stand and what we are doing, they will always speak against it. But for me, this is the best news for me to start the year with, and it's the best for me. Yeah.
Amongst your community, how is the conversation like with respect to the best urban gospel or contemporary gospel song of the year?
I think it's been something that we've been longing for all this while, because we kept saying that what we do is different from the ordinary gospel songs. It's extremely different. Our audience are different, and we what we do is unlike the praise and worship that they do. We don't do praise and worship. You understand? We do songs, Christian songs that can shape the culture of Jesus' culture. So I mean, it's been something that we've been fighting and praying for, and the whole fraternity is happy, excited, and we are just glad about this. Honestly, like
Scott, do you feel
party
this
fire.
is do you feel this is enough?
Yeah. For the start, it's enough. It's more than enough. There is always a starting point. Some times ago, we didn't have this space. We didn't have it. Now we have it. It's enough. If TGMA is gonna maintain it, listen, yeah, don't see TGMA. I mean, Shamu. A year, wait, it's enough. It's more. This is more than enough.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
okay,
so I was having a conversation with Robert earlier on before you joined the
okay.
line, and I was thinking maybe okay, you're 100%. If
Yeah,
you had done it in a more high life rhythm and it contains elements of high life in there,
yeah,
don't you
yeah.
think that song also qualifies to be in the high life song of the year?
If they are doing the categorization according to sound and genre, then it qualifies to be there. But listen, it's time. This is not a time for that conversation. What we have now is a category for who everyone goes to fraternity, and I think that is enough.
Okay,
That,
so you feel that Charlie, if you drop a song, self, we get some wild rap in there, some wild bass in there. That song doesn't qualify to be nominated in the best rap performance category.
for me, I would think it's qualified, but to the award scheme, does it qualify? There is a yardstick and there's a benchmark for whatever they are doing, and we have to respect that. Whatever you think, it's just your opinion. But these people are technical guys; they know what they are doing, so we have to give them maximum respect to TGMA because they have set out the category, they have set out the biometric, the span, and the benchmark and the requirement for that. So let's leave them. If
Okay,
the
so that
time
is
is
why I
right.
asked you in the initial stages that do you feel it's enough? Do you feel the classification should be based on sound or should be based on the message of the song?
Well, I can speak based on my opinion, but that will not guarantee whatever TGM want
So
to do.
based on your
TGM knows best.
who the other day, Scott, your own.
Mimi Diani says, you see, the Yenya category for urban song, no, that is enough for us.
That is enough.
That is perfectly enough for us.
Mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm,
Any
mm.
other thing that comes is a plus. Asa.
Okay, so I have Robert here. Is there something you want to tell Robert?
Nyamisha mi pacho nyumre, nyamisha wo wingman, nyere chicken kakrawa mi pacho nyamisha. Nyamisha the whole TTM fraternity, God bless you guys. And Mr. Robert has been one of the guys who understood what we've been doing since day one, and I appreciate and acknowledge him. These are people. These are the John the Baptist of the Jesus of our generation. And
Odiko.
Mr. Clark, Nyamisha, God bless you. We appreciate this so much, and we know this category. You fought so hard for us. You've been one of the people who have been with us to fight for this category, for this to happen for us, and we don't take it lightly. We are going to put in the maximum effort and do everything to sustain it, because I've heard a lot of people debunking, saying that then listen, this time we'll prove them wrong. We'll make sure that whatever you've seen, the vision that you've seen, that you have made it possible for us, we'll make sure that vision come to pass in Jesus' name.
Amen.
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 I mean, Scott, thanks a lot for joining us this morning on the line.
You're welcome, sir.
Well, Scott Evans, Charlie, highly spiritual.
Very, very. I mean, I'm appreciate. Well, thank him for his kind words, but I think that ultimately, all the appreciation and thanks goes to the board, and then the decision makers out there who actually made it possible. We listen, and when we listen, we want to be able to connect, and and once we connect and we believe that the course is the right way to go, we make it happen. And we are glad that there's been a certain amount of patience to allow for the change to happen at its appropriate time.
Well, I was pushing the boundaries of the classification a little bit because of I think
So trust me, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That conversation has been on. In fact, they've been.
Kwame started last year.
No.
Kwame doesn't started something similar last
prior
year.
to last year.
Alpha.
Prior to
Alpha.
there's been conversations.
Je ne suis pas un failli, yo.
Emfa cry.
Vous voulez un fakra.
Je do not know. To avec la ask the board.
to
Possibly.
Vous.
Enyanko lantokwa.
But okay, so what is it exactly about it that makes it complicated when classifications like that or issues like that are put before the board?
Okay, so it's the conventions that exist elsewhere, internationally, and the fact that for you may assume that music is just music, but it's not just music for everybody because it means different things to different people. And when you are responding to such things, you want to consider the different subcultures and publics that you're dealing with and what it means and the implications to them. So for example, you may say you've created music, but when it comes to gospel, it's not just music. It's music that has religious connotations, and what the religious elements of it has got implications. And it's not just for anybody; it's for the public that actually welcome that particular thing. So somebody argued that, for example, R. Kelly and all his gospel songs were never really classified as gospel in other international events, if like award schemes. But it will do well, or you see it in inspirational categories, so to say. Yeah, so it's the same thing, and then you realize that the gospel folks are not necessarily crossing over to the other categories. So it's not even on the basis of genre, of the sound, so to say. So yeah, so it's just a matter of these elements, but it's a decision that with this particular scheme. The borders, the lines are there clearly that if you are in the gospel, if you are not focusing on your performance, which is like vocal performance, which enables you to cross
over to other categories,
and stuff like that. Or even if you're a rapper and you have rap performance, you can cross over because you're focusing on the rap.
Let me talk to
you understand?
my guy Kobe Sam here on the line because he has a song "Never Forget" released last year with Kofi Kari, right? Yes.
Yeah, that's
and yes, he performed it on in the booth live, and I heard some bass in there. I wanted to find out from him if I wanted to find out from him if he feels that those rap bars, deserve to be the best rap performance category for the year 2025. Let me see if I can get him back on the line. Hello, Kobe. Okay, so let's continue the conversation because I was advocating for some of these things. So, which categories can have gospel artists crossing over apart from the vocals?
You can cross over. Artist of the year you can be there. Most popular song of the year you can be there. Record of the year you can be there. As a matter of fact, you can be almost everywhere except the other genre categories.
Okay.
So you can be everywhere apart from the genre category. So maybe hip life, hip hop, Afrobeat, Afropop, dancehall, reggae. Yeah, those are the categories but the rest, of them. Yeah, you can be.
Okay, so were there conversation about even having a breakdown or subcategories under even the urban gospel category? Were there conversations like that, or the urban category is supposed to encompass every other music genre?
Yeah, it's for now.
It has to do.
You need an umbrella that captures that culture.
Okay.
And then if the culture expands or grows, then you are able to establish the distinction. But for now, the umbrella is what works.
Okay. Kwame, everything cool, my guy.
If TGMA were a government, I would say we should.
They are a listening government.
Yeah, we shouldn't change them. They should be on forever.
Come on.
4 more. 4 more for TGMA.
2,000 years more.
It is possible.
Because you see, over the years, if you followed the TGMA for the past years, you notice that it has undergone changes, a lot of changes. Category definitions, additions of categories, taking some off and all that. And remember last year, TGMA had stakeholders engagements with the industry. And people came up with different inputs. This one was one of them. And I've heard some people say that, why do you create this category for gospel? Because they think it might not last. Maybe some people are looking at it from the angle of how many people are in that trade as of now. But I believe that if the award scheme is there to encourage people, to motivate people and inspire them, and also let them know how well they're working. Then it means that consequently we're going to have more people, go to that direction. Even those who are tired or who are maybe not feeling so much enthused about getting into that space. It's been a while I heard about some of these urban contemporary gospel musicians. I don't know where preachers are as of now. Where is Kinskid?
Kinskid,
all of these folks.
All of these folks. And I hear J Smoke is one of the guys that championed this whole urban contemporary gospel category. So there is a community out there that consumes this type of music, and I think it's a good thing having this category. But my question is, so if somebody raps over a high life instrumentation, typical high life instrumentation, Robert Clark, you are the PRO for the board, and where do you place that person?
Well, first of all, I would say that categorization would rest with the board, the team responsible. But based on where I sit right now, I think I can comfortably say once it has a hip life vibe, which means it goes into the urban, because we are dealing with So once it goes into the urban, then that's it.
Okay, so if Esther Smith's
classification goes with
Esther Smith's it has a hip hop instrumentation. If it were released today, where will it go?
It has one.
It has some hip hop.
It has some hip hop vibe.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
so he answered.
I'm just thinking aloud.
Please think. But the guide is there in terms of the category definition, and then behind the category definition is the operational definitions, which all of that is not usually put out. But I'm sure whatever song it is, once they hear the instrumentation, the content thereof, they'll clearly know whether, if it's gospel, whether it should be in the general category or it should be in the contemporary.
Matessa by Perez Music.
Yeah.
Is it
That's
traditional gospel song or urban?
Why do you think it's? Why do you think?
Now I'm getting a bit confused, and I would need some explanation.
I think it falls under
and
the
education.
aspect. Remember, it's urban contemporary.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah.
Oh, so there's a difference between the urban and the contemporary.
Oh yes, yeah. Oh, there is. There's urban contemporary. When you get deep into it, you feel it.
I think this whole confusion is about the fact that gospel music is very malleable. It switches genres. It can just move, intertwine into a lot of genres. So I feel like a lot of people may be confused when it comes to, okay, does this song qualify? Does this song not qualify? But I think Charterhouse has spelled out exactly the rules and regulations.
The board has spelled out.
I mean, sorry, the Charterhouse is not the board.
No.
So the
Charterhouse
board
is part of the board.
The board,
but it is not the board.
whoever they are and wherever they are, they've decided that they are going to give us the rules and regulations. So listen, I love it. It's always a step in the right direction, because I grew up on King's Kid. I remember every single time when I was in high school, we would invite King's Kid to a lot of high school programs and stuff like that. And he's one of the guys who really won the youth when it came to gospel music, because back in the day, I mean, hip hop and trap music was like the order of the day. So him inculcating it into gospel music really made the youth love the gospel music. So I'm happy about it. I have not heard from him for a while now, and I think now that there's a category for his actual genre, he's gonna come back. I mean, Evan Scott is doing a fantastic job. So let's see how it goes.
Well, there's also a conversation of the best urban gospel category is more like a direct flow of gospel artists entering or charting a path into other music genres, right? Experiment with other stuff.
Yeah.
What if
I think it's already there.
What if a secular artist also
there.
ventures into gospel music? How is the classification going to be like? Do they also have, or would they cross over to the urban gospel?
So the urban gospel category, the definition clearly states that it is only gospel artists who are eligible. So if you are not a gospel artist,
So it's not the message, it's the messenger in the situation.
in this case, it's both.
the message and the
And
message.
the question is, who is a gospel artist?
And only answer.
Is Brother Sammy a gospel artist?
Oh.
No, I'm asking. Oh, baby, I've seen him perform
come
secular
on.
songs. I'm asking, is he a... We
Good
can't ask
one.
questions.
To think of it, it's a
No,
good one.
are those his songs? Are the secular songs
Don't
his
get it.
songs?
The question
Did
is,
he write
who
the
is a
secular
gospel
songs?
artist then?
Did he write the secular songs?
But
Are
must
they
you
his
must you
songs?
perform songs, only songs that you write?
No, it's the category.
Empress Gifty's
it has-
song was written to her for her by Kwame Eugene.
It doesn't matter,
Watch
but she
me.
performed it,
Yes,
and she's a gospel
and
artist.
and
Am I answering your
and Brother
question for
Sami
you?
is performing secular songs written by other secular
Yes, but
artists. Is he a gospel artist?
It's not his song. Do you understand? When you
don't
go on
get
the
it.
split sheets between Empress Gifty and Kwame Eugene, Empress Gifty is
But
the
the gospel
performer.
people is not about
Yes, but-
split sheet. Oh.
Did Kwame Eugene sing it?
You don't get
Did
it.
Kwame Eugene sing the
Okay,
song?
is Brother Sami a gospel artist?
Yes, he is.
Why?
Because he has decided he sings songs that have that preaches the gospel, right? And then he's self-acclaimed, like he has come out to say he's a gospel
Is Amrado a
artist.
gospel artist?
No, he's a hip hop.
He did a song called Oh Yeah Me Mami Do. Brother Sami has been performing more than Amrado himself.
It doesn't matter. It
But
doesn't
performing,
matter.
you can't see a performance.
It really doesn't matter.
About 10,000.
It really doesn't matter. I don't think Amrado will call himself a gospel artist.
And so it is what you call yourself and not what you are.
Kwame, hold on to that because this one.
Is it what you call
hold on.
yourself
This-
or
this
what
one
you
we
are?
got-
It's getting frustrating.
Is Brother Sami a gospel artist?
No, we need to
Because
get. We need to
the
get to
past
that.
year,
Hold
what
on.
to
Abeg.
secular news,
Okay,
Hold
why-
on,
It's as if
hold
you have a
on.
personal
It's a
vendetta.
question.
Hold on, Kwame.
So we can't ask questions again.
Hold on. We are live on Facebook. Hits 103.9 FM on Facebook. Hits 103.9 FM on Facebook. But back on the line, I have Kobe Sam here. Hello, Kobe. How you doing?
I'm Bishop Adekam, the side.
I'm blessed and highly favored over here. But big ups to you, your sound. Never forget, Charlie. Big tune, big tune.
Oh, big man, Medaso.
I hope you've heard the conversation that we're having on the radio and also heard that TGMA, they've introduced one category called the Best Urban Contemporary Song of the Year.
Yes, I've heard about it.
How is it?
It was actually a joy to see it. My manager sent it to me, and if Robert can attest to the fact, I've been championing this for I think since 2021, and he mentioned certain few points which I feel was quite loud and clear that we were thinking about sustainability and of the gender. If I'm actually fighting for a category of that sort, and they were also thinking of how popular the genre was. So me actually in this, I'm super glad about it.
Okay, so I was asking Robert if your song, that is Never Forget, if those sweet bars that you dropped, the first verse of it, does it qualify you to be in other categories, or would you be happy if that bar is nominated for, let's say, best rap performance? Would you be happy?
Oh, why not? Why not? I think the scheme is meant to encourage us. So when it's nominated for that, hooray! But I think they know best what which song and which flow qualifies for what. So I'll leave that for them and actually big them up, because what I'm actually seeing is they are tapping into the future. If you listen to gospel music globally, you can attest to the fact that the sound is changing from the one that we all know to a more contemporary and urban sound. And for them to see this in the coming years and for them to tap into it, I would say big up to the team. And I would also, I think when they published it, I saw people talking about sustainability because there were other genres that were into the pitch and they couldn't sustain it. But like I said initially, this is something that they are seeing into the future, and there are lots of urban gospel songs that people know, but unfortunately don't know the artists. And what I am seeing is that this particular category is going to throw more light to the artists that people enjoy their songs but don't know who sang what and who sang that and also there are songs people at times when people want to have Christian parties and they don't even know what song. So TGMA is actually amplifying everything, and I'm super grateful for this particular category.
Okay, Kobe. So, final question: Do you feel it's enough, or you feel that there's more that can be done with respect to urban gospel in Ghana?
I think it's a step at a time. With the conversation that we had with Robert when I started championing this, I think for us to get the urban gospel song is enough, because if they should try to bring urban gospel artists, then we'll talk about sustainability. We'll talk about other things. What I'm also seeing is other gospel artists now also feeling very comfortable, also trying to produce urban songs that will fit the audience. So big ups to Robert and the whole team. But it's funny, when we started this championing this movement, there were a lot of people who were against it, but
they were against it.
Yeah.
Why?
So the same conversation. So you guys were here talking about. I would mention the name Smoke, especially when I got the at the time VGMA nomination. I was championing urban gospel music to get a category, and I remember at the time I had a banter with Smoke online, and it was about sustainability. And he also thought that when urban gospel music should get their own genre, it won't make the artist work hard. And he felt that if we are put in one box with the same with the traditional artists and the contemporary artists, it will make us work harder to be able to get the nomination. But I was thinking otherwise, because we are in a space where we do so much. We do so much with regards to music promotion, with regards to the videos and stuff that we choose. It's unfortunate that our audience in the church setting don't have the purchasing power. So most of the times they are put in a space where it's mostly like a free gig, or it's mostly events for just the youth. So we don't get the chance to maximize everything or amplify everything. But we do so much. Talk of quality of sound. In recent times, someone had never forget and wanted to work with a producer that I worked with, and I gave the producer's number, and as a contemporary artist, they called the producer mentioned the track, and they were like, hey, Steve, you can't wait out there for production. Yeah, and you see, but because it's urban and we appeal to the people who don't have the purchasing power, the people tend to look down on the genre. But we invest so much to get all these nominations. Yeah.
Kobe, thanks a lot for joining us this morning, and all the best. Hoping to see your name in the best urban gospel song of the year.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi, Kobe Sam, urban gospel artist, and he made mention of some stuff that Charlie asked. Then they push for this agenda. Then some people they beef them, say if they had their own category, it wouldn't make them work hard. Mashing them up with the traditional gospel artists would
to boil them up.
Yeah, it will hit them.
Yeah,
for them to step up. But he actually gave out the contact details of the guy who produces Never Forget, and then they found out that actually no be joke, the cost of production no be small like that. So he believes that the urban gospel fraternity actually puts in a lot of work, and it's high time that they get this certain level of recognition at Ghana's most prestigious awards night. And I believe it's true.
But that category, there are lots of gospel artists that are doing that too. So I'm even shocked that people are saying that it's going to be an easy, cool good chop category for the specifically urban and contemporary, because I think most of the gospel artists we know now are doing urban and contemporary songs.
It's Kwekute contemporary gospel.
Kweku?
Kwekute.
I don't know him. But from even Joe Metal does like R&B-esque like songs.
Okay,
Sonny Badu.
Hold on to
like-
that thought, Ria. Let me get to the
But
phone
I have
lines
two
again.
concerns.
Let me
Okay,
get
you
to the
finish.
phone lines again and talk to King's Kid. Is
Oh,
here.
it's been a while.
Yeah, boy.
Bazu,
Good morning, boss.
everything cool?
Charlie Kulo, God's grace, Charlie.
Everybody they set you for you.
I did.
Where have you
Thanks
been?
so much for having me, Charlie.
Where have you been? First question. Where have you been?
I've been around. I've been doing school a little. I've been doing outreaches and stuff as well.
Okay.
Yeah, every year. So every year I go on school tours and stuff to the high schools and to the universities. And aside that, I think I took a little break to do school as well.
Okay.
But I'm here.
Have you heard that the TGMA they've introduced the best urban gospel category?
Yes. I think I woke up to the news this morning. I was on social media when I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, that's a great move, really great move."
And amongst the fraternity, what's the conversation like?
I think it's a really exciting move for all of the people who have put in work. Not just now, like over the years. I think along the line, a lot of people also quit because it's not an easy path to toe. But I think those who keep pursuing it do it with the understanding that actually it's an assignment, right? And these are radical times. The world of entertainment is evolving really fast, and if you're not keen to introduce this kind of music to this generation, you might actually lose them, right? And so I think it's a really, really good move because it's gonna resound not just among the fraternity, because I think before we started this conversation, I had conversations going back in the background about other artists also doing these kinds of songs, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's a great move for the entire Christian community as well. Because hitherto, a lot of people didn't know what category to put our music in, right? In the beginning, it was quite tough because, the church is like, who are these people who are behaving like they are from the world, right? And then, let's say the secular side as well also thinks, who are these people trying to copy us, right? But yeah, but it's really just a God move. And I think it being recognized now just comes to confirm the fact that this is, a vision that God had for these particular times. And I'm just excited. About the news.
Well, the name King's Kid is quite synonymous to being like the go-to of urban gospel in Ghana. And I want to ask you this question. Do you think this is enough for urban gospel?
Is it enough? I can't answer that now because I think it's a start, right? I think the motive of doing music, first of all, gospel music, first of all, is not to win an urban gospel category, is to be able to reach the entire world, right? Is to be able to go to the ends of the world with your music and all of that. But this is a really good start, like I said. It's a great start. My vision, essentially, is to see my artist or the people who told the line that I told standing boot for boot with all of the other artists. I think when I saw it, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. I was saying, this is really great. But I, for one, am the person who is looking at taking something like Rap Artist of the Year or Afro Gospel Song of the Afro Beat Song of the Year, Pop Song of the Year, and eventually the first ever Artist of the Year should be able to emerge from urban gospel as well. But as a category, I think it's a really, really brilliant idea because not everybody will be able to, stand boot for boot with all of the other artists. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
I think it's a great start. Is it enough? I don't know. I think it's personal for me. It's not enough, maybe.
So
Maybe for other people, it might be enough. For me, I think it's a start. And it's an inspiration to all the artists to be able to work harder to stand booth for booth. Because I definitely want to see, if not me, an urban or Afro gospel artist being able to win Artist of the Year one day. Yeah.
Kinski, thanks a lot for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Blessings, my brother.
Yes, sir. Thank
you. Kinski also wants to cross over to Best Rap Performance of the Year.
Yeah, that's possible.
But that's possible. There's no restriction when it comes to that. Because rap performance is about the performance of rap. Just like we have the vocal performance. Okay. So if you realize that usually most of the folks in that space are the gospel acts. They come and then they sing and then Charlie with the melt and sins. Yeah. All of that. Then the anointing and Anessa. Yeah. So it is. It's not there's no restriction when it comes to your performance with respect to vocal delivery, whether it's rap or it's
the only restriction has to be with
it's just the categories.
The categories.
Yeah,
the other categories.
Yeah.
But he's also thinking of being nominated in the Best Afrobeat Song of the Year and all that. And that's where the issue might be. But anyway, continue.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm praying to see a day where they can cross over like that. A day when somebody who has not called himself gospel artist will be nominated in those categories: gospel song, gospel, urban gospel.
Because the message in the song
exactly.
Because
if you tell me the artist should be a gospel artist, what do you mean?
Kimpalutes Aseda.
Aseda is a gospel song.
Yeah, that song they use it for choreography.
But I doubt if the category definition will allow him in there because he has not called himself a gospel artist. So that's the limitation. So I am praying.
Paluta is a ghetto gospel preacher.
maybe we should have that category too, because I mentioned Brother Sammy earlier on, and I did that for a reason, because people are saying, okay, maybe you're a gospel artist. Are you the one to say you're a gospel artist, or are we the ones to see you as a gospel artist? Because for me, if in a particular year as a gospel artist, every stage you mount, you sing secular songs, I don't see you as a gospel artist.
Maybe you backslide or...
I don't see you as a gospel artist. So if that person releases a song, and then just because the person says I'm a gospel artist, you nominate that song in a category for gospel musicians, then you are being biased against the other one who doesn't call himself a gospel artist but has a gospel song.
So these are good points that at the end of the day should be given to the board for deliberations. I mean, if you are, like you're saying, somebody says
I pray we should get there
in the whole year and then you are not, then these are things that obviously,
I pray we should get there.
So
my other point is that, so now we have two categories for gospel. One is gospel song, three categories. One, the artist. The other one is songs. So contemporary urban gospel song, and we have gospel song of the year. Now, so which songs go to the gospel song category? Is it the traditional? I hope it has nothing to do with language.
No, it doesn't have stuff to do with language. But the traditional songs, they're quite a number. So let's just say that everything that was being embraced under the gospel, minus urban contemporary.
Yeah, because I'm learning that even most of Joe Metal songs are contemporary.
Because it's R&B.
Most of them are contemporary.
Yeah.
Perez Music. And all the other guys. Luigi McLean.
Yes.
So it means whose songs will go to the other gospel, the main. I don't know if it's right for me to say it's the main gospel category, song category.
Traditional. You can use the word traditional.
So maybe moving forward, we should prefix it with traditional gospel song of the year category. But what it means is that
you see, because when you say traditional too, I hear you.
Yeah, but
what would you call your typical?
Like Mabo, Buffway, Mabo.
Okay, gentlemen, let's hold on to this one. Let me speak to Ninoy. He's also here, artist manager. Ninoy, one leg from the table.
He's also very happy about it.
Yes, one leg from the table of men. Is here on the line.
It's forever branded. He doesn't know.
Oh God,
Ninoy,
guy,
the
what's that
agenda.
be?
The agenda
I told you, there are a lot of things you can call me. Why do you still stick to the table? You let's go.
But I started by addressing you as artist manager and also one leg from the table of men. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm fine. How are you?
Blessed and highly favored over here. Now I'm asking you. You've received the message of the new category at the TGMA, right? The best urban gospel.
Yes, I've received it.
And how was the feeling like when you heard it?
I think it's an exciting thing. Over the years, gospel has mainly two categories in the scheme, and now we've gotten another one that we are proud of and excited over. So I think that in the whole fraternity, they are happy that there's another category that is for the gospel.
Okay, so
because if you look at the other side, Kofi Kinata can do a reggae song and play there. Kofi Kinata can do an Afrobeat, Afropop and play there, and do a high life and play there. But we are always left with that too. So I think in the fraternity, everyone in the fraternity is happy that yes, now we have three, and it's an exciting thing. However, the only thing is that is the urban gospel artists that we're calling for an urban category to suit their needs. You understand? Yes. And over the years, I think in the last 3, 4, 5 years, they've been calling for this category to suit their needs, which is fine. But this time, when Tata House in their own wisdom, they were giving us the category, they added contemporary to it, which to me, I think that will still not favor the urban gospel artists, because contemporary gospel artists is now kind of mainstream in Ghana now.
School me a little bit on it. What's the difference? The urban and contemporary. What's the difference?
No, the urban gospel artists are the artists that have the fusion of maybe hip hop, rap, amapiano, Afrobeats. But the contemporary are the ones what I'll call now mainstream, like Give Me Oil by Joe Metal. You understand? Those are what we refer to as contemporary gospel songs now.
So you feel they will have the upper hand in this case?
No, I still think that the contemporary gospel artists will have the upper hand still in this category. So I think that's what our urban gospel guys should continuously now fight for if they really want to be recognized. Is maybe an artist category for them and say urban gospel artist category, which will be very perfect, and that one no one will come and play around there with them. Because now what is happening is that if you look at the definition that was given for urban gospel artists, it means that all these other songs will go to urban, and the best gospel artists will have maybe songs like high life gospel or to a larger extent Jama gospel, which is traditional. So the other time I was saying that, when you look at the South African Music Awards, they have indigenous faith music as a category, then contemporary faith music as a category. So maybe going on, maybe we could look at infusing some of those things so that we can have the difference. But as it stands now, yes, it's a plus for urban gospel to be given that category, but it's / contemporary, so it's still open, and I think that it will still be difficult for our urban guys because now contemporary is more like mainstream now.
Okay. So to you, yeah, then force, but it's not really enough like that for the urban gospel fraternity, right?
Oh yes, VGM is not so well, but I think that now we should be fighting for if we want to recognize the urban gospel space very well. Then it's two things: either we take off the contemporary there and say it's urban gospel, then go and add the contemporary to the best gospel, or we just give the urban gospel guys a new category and say urban gospel artists.
Okay.
Because right now, if we let's go through some of the songs that can possibly get nominations, like Defi Defi. Mm-hmm. So when you look at the category definition, like Defi Defi can get a nomination there. Like Give Me Oil can get a nomination there. You understand? Like Call from Scott Evans can get a nomination there. And VGMA is popular based. So when you look at all these songs and they are using popular metrics, some of our contemporary guys who appeal more to our schools and things, they will probably not get the huge popular based music statistics that we know.
Nino, I get you, but it shall be well. It's the duty of the table of men. You sat here the last time and told us that my advocacy group, you people are advocating for gospel categories, and we are preaching that. So it is as so it is now your duty to spread a good word out there for people to start voting for them.
Robert is listening to me, so that's what I'm saying to you.
So you want to talk to Robert?
No, I'm talking to Robert. Kwame is there. I mean, most of the the board members will be listening to me this morning. So it's yes, we are Oliver Twist. We want more. So
want
if
more.
you want to really satisfy them, then let's give them an urban gospel artist category.
Artist of the year category.
But as it stands now, yes, they are there, but they are now still, with what I call now mainstream gospel, which will be a little, difficult for our people to still get the shine that they want.
Okay, Nino, thanks a lot for joining us this morning. My regards to the other legs. We did a table. Table.
Oh, it can't be possible. It's not possible.
Table of men.
Advocacy for the kingdom of Christ.
Why are we pretending? Table nebu. They are so jakra.
That is not the subject for discussion this morning. Godfather Brother is on Facebook watching us live, and he says Brother Sammy is not a gospel musician. He's a fusion secular musician. Mentias means if I read that and I don't understand. So let's just move on. Kwame, finish your submission.
So I was saying that now we have two categories, song categories for gospel, urban contemporary gospel and gospel song. So the first gospel song, which songs will go there? And doesn't mean that it supersedes the other one which has been created now, because from all indications, the gospel song means that is the major. Doesn't mean the newly created one doesn't match up to the magnitude of the first one, the gospel song of the year. Or maybe moving forward, we should think about prefixing it with a word to make it distinct. Okay? So it doesn't seem that is a major gospel category and these are sub categories. So we put premium on all of them. Same premium on all of them. I don't know if you get what I'm talking about.
I understand.
Because if you say gospel song of the year, another one is urban contemporary. Just say near gospel, no your gospel part.
Like the big one. I get what you're trying to say.
So what it means is that what I think maybe moving forward we should think about is maybe saying it is traditional gospel song or something gospel song of the year. So we have two sub gospel genres as categories and not one big and then one sub. If I'm making sense.
Okay. So does it feel, or was that the idea behind?
There's nothing.
Because
like,
as it stands now,
interpretation.
It still means that we can nominate the urban, the contemporary, and the gospel song category.
No.
That's what it means.
No,
it is gospel song.
I'm explaining to you that it is not.
It does,
So you can't find an artist being in the two categories
now,
at the same time.
If we don't have anywhere to prefix it,
When it comes to artists, yes, then you can. You see, if you take Afro pop and you take Afro beats, generally speaking, Afro pop is like an umbrella that covers everything, right? But then you have Afro beats speaking to specific music blends, so to say, from Ghana, West Africa, etc., with all the elements. And in a situation where you'd realize that a song is not a good fit for that, you can clearly tell that it goes to the Afro pop, which basically serves as an umbrella. It doesn't mean that one is above the other.
Okay.
It just means that for classification purposes,
no, but
this
you don't
one
get
goes
me.
here and this one goes there. I hear you.
You don't get
but
me.
what I'm saying is this.
What I'm saying
you
is
are asking
you
for
have
a prefix.
a whole gospel song category.
No.
We should encompass every gospel song.
As of now, you don't have a whole. You have urban category.
I wish we get the definition for the gospel song category, because it is not limited. It doesn't exclude urban and contemporary.
So leave that to the folks in the classification space.
So that is why I'm saying maybe moving forward, we should be very clear about that first gospel song category.
So that will be made clear by explanation, and over the time as we build up, you would clearly see that this goes here and this goes there.
So as it stands now, it is still the gospel song category, which encompasses every other gospel song, including urban and contemporary.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
It does.
Okay.
Let me find
the
category definition.
So here's what.
One thing has been made clear today, Kwame.
Yes.
That you can't find. There's no way you are going to find a song being in these two categories at the same time.
No. So then, the category definition is what is going to lead us to
Okay,
that.
so I can read.
So I want the gospel
for,
song of the year category.
Okay, so I can read this one for you now. For a song to qualify and be in the best urban or contemporary gospel song of the year, the song should be a song that was commercially released the year under review. Significant public excitement and widespread popularity, be performed by a gospel artist, and seamlessly blends contemporary genres like R&B, hip hop, pop with traditional gospel elements. This is what the best urban contemporary gospel song of the year talks about.
Yes. So if you are this, you are not going to be found in the gospel.
But does the
category.
gospel song exclude these people
Yes.
in the definition? I want to see the
So
definition.
you are saying so you see that's what I'm saying. There's always an operational definition, and so yes, there's a reason for explanations given. So what I'm saying is this one speaks to people within the best urban stroke contemporary gospel category, and that's it.
But I still believe that we should have conversation on this moving forward and see if we can make the gospel song category clear.
Noted.
Noted.
Okay.
So go and tell your board.
No beef.
Noted.
No beef.
Are you
Well, let me take the final words from Ria. Ria, final words from you, then we are out. I'm saying.
Professor Mike Yamwa, what have I done to you?
He's
He's dissing me on WhatsApp.
There's just a lot to decode here as we speak, but all in all, at least the board, and I'm not saying Charterhouse this time, all in all, the board has decided to take a step. Now, a journey of minimal starts with a step. So we are waiting for whatever is going to metamorphose into. Yeah.
Thanks a lot for joining us, and great education on this one. Congratulations going out to